Hello everybody, it's me Alicia. For this video I'm going to show you guys what I made with the Urban Glitz bead box. This was December's bead box, by the way, and I think it was the Rockstar. I think that was it was called bead box. Anyways, I made this headband using this really cool cord. I love this cord. It's so pretty. Anyways, I made this cord into a headband. I just did what I did before, and I took a hair tie, I cut it, I sealed the ends with a lighter so it wouldn't unravel, and then I wire wrapped the end there, okay, and have a loop there, and I crimped the end shut, and I made this little connector thing. My camera's not focusing very well, and I put it onto the headband, and of course I put it on my head, you know, to make sure it fit right, and it's pretty awesome. I love it. It's so beautiful. So I used this cord to make a headband. And then something else I really loved in December's Urban Glitz bead box, the Rockstar one, I think it's called Rockstar, was this pendant. This pendant is so beautiful. It kind of looks like a dream catcher to me. And in the previous video, I took a metal pendant that had no holes. It was a flower shape, okay? No holes at all, except for the little loop on the top, so you can attach it to a chain or whatever you want to do with it. And I took it and I made it into a beaded pendant. I beaded around it and it looked really neat. So I wanted to do something similar with this one. Now this one has holes in it. So I came up with a really cool design. I'm going to show you guys how to do it on this. And again, this is the Urban Glitz Fashions bead box. This was December's box. Rockstar. And I know this video is late, you know, with Christmas and all. I've been really busy and actually went on vacation. So, I'm thinking if you do end up want to make this, you should probably contact the company and ask them if you can get the materials to make this through them. Because I've talked to the lady before, and she said that she was working on doing that to where you can buy, you know, what you want out of that box. So this is going to be an older video, so just see if you can go to that website and contact her if you do want to make this, and see if you can get the stuff individually from her. She'll probably do it for you guys. Okay, so oh, and remember, I have a coupon for this place. It's 15% off. I think it was Beautiful Nights 15 off in all capital letters. So, for this tutorial, I'm going to bead onto this pendant here, and I have a cat, as you can see, with me. I don't know why lately he wants to be in all my videos. I'm going to be using bead stringing wire. This is the size that I'm using. This is a great size to weave with. I'm going to be using this, and I will also be crimping this, so there's no tying knots, which is really awesome. And this is not going to be difficult. It's going to be pretty easy to make, and the end result is going to be beautiful. Now I have this here planned, you know, beading on top of this, but I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do with the rest of the necklace. Now I did get two different cords, and I did get this chain here in the box, but I don't know, I think this might be too big for the top. I was thinking about breaking the chain up and making some little dangles down here, so I took and I did this. I took one link, the rondelles, and this round bead. It looks like a Rivoli, but there's a hole on one side. And I was going to do this here for the bottom. This is called something like this is my dangles for the bottom. But I don't know. I like it, but I don't know for sure. I have to see what it looks like, you know, beaded. And another thing that they sent in the box was these tassels, and there's 3 of them, so I could do one on each loop. But I don't know. I don't know what I should do. You guys tell me what you think looks best. I'll go ahead and, you know, make it up and have the necklace complete. But if you guys tell me that I should change it, then I will change it. And for the necklace up here, I was thinking about doing bead stringing wire for this part here, and I don't have a lot of beads, but I think I'll do like a short section and do crimps on the ends of what beads I have, and then for the rest of it I might do this chain going around the back of my neck. So you will see there will just be some beads here. So yeah, there's a lot of different options. I also have this chain here, which did not come in the kit, but I like the size of it. This is an aluminum chain, and I was thinking about using that. There's also a gold cord, like a bolo cord that came with this, and I was thinking about doing that. I don't know, I'll see how this goes. I want to finish the pendant before I design the rest of the necklace. And after I show you guys how to do this, I'll come up with a design off camera, and I'll just show you what it looks like completed in the video. So, let's do this! So I already went ahead and cut 1.5 feet of this 0.010 bead stringing wire. And I have 8 rondelles and 8 of these beads here. I don't really know what they're called, but they have a rivoli shape, and they just have a hole on the side of the bead. So I'm just going to call those blue beads. So I'm going to start by taking this wire, and I'm going to be working off these little areas right here of this pendant, those little points. It kind of looks like a flower. I'm going to be working off that. I'm going to weave this whole thing, and once I get, I'm actually making a flower. Once I get that done, get all my beads in the middle, I'll crimp it on the back, and then I'll start a new wire, and I'll be working off these spots, those little spots right there of the pendant. Okay, so I'm going to start by going down a hole. I'm going to go down this one. Okay, and then I'm going to come up the hole next to it, just like that. So slide this pendant on down my wire, put my ends together, and I'll show you what I did. I'm going through those 2 holes right there, okay? Now I'm going to pick up one of the blue beads. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to do my right hand. And then a rondelle and one of these blue beads. I'm going to crisscross my wires through this bead, put the ends together, and slide this bead down and find the center of my wire. Okay? And then I'll hold on to this wire in the pendant in this hand. I'll take this wire and I'm going to pass back through that hole my wire is at right now. Now when you pass through this hole, you don't want to pass through this loop right here. See that? You don't want to do this, because if you do that, it's not going to lay properly. You have to go right through the hole of the pendant. Okay? Just like that. Don't go around that wire. And then pull this tight. So now I have a wire on the front here and one on the back. So the one on the back, I have to bring it back up to the top. So I'm coming out of this hole in the pendant. I need to go down through the next hole. So this hole right here. Grab that wire, pull it up. Now with this wire, the one on my right, I'm going to pick up one rondelle, one of these blue beads, crisscross through that, bring it down. Now you want to be careful when you pull these down. You want to make sure that these blue beads are sticking out in that direction. You don't want them to be stuck on the inside, which they try to sometimes go towards the inside. So I have this wire here that needs to go out through this hole. Okay, pull this tight. I have that right there. Now if you look, I have the wire here on the back. So I have to take this wire and go through the next hole. Through here. Pull that through. And then again, I'm going to take this wire that's right next to these rondelles. Pick up one rondelle, one blue bead, crisscross through it. Bring that down. Take this wire, go through this hole. And again, be careful not to catch onto that wire that's there. So pass through it like that. And again, pull it tight. We need to make sure this stays tight throughout the making of this. So I have this wire in the back now, and I need to go through the next hole, so I'm going to go through there. Through this hole. Okay. Take this wire that's by the rondelle. Again, you want to pick up one rondelle, one of the blue beads, and crisscross through it and bring it down. Okay, just like this. I'm going to take this wire and go back through that hole where my wire is already going through. pull that through, and now I have to go through the top. So I'm on the back, and I'm going to go through this hole right here. Come out the front, and again I'm going to pick up more beads. So with this wire that's next to the rondelles, I'm picking up one rondelle, one blue, crisscrossing through that blue bead, bringing it down, taking this wire, going through that hole in the pendant, careful not to catch onto the wire that's already there, pulling this tight, take this wire, go through the next hole, and come out the top. Again with this wire that's next to the rondelles, I'm going to pick up one rondelle, pick up a blue bead, and crisscross through this bead. Pull my wires, take this wire, go back through this hole where we already have a wire going through. Okay, pull this tight. And if you look at the back of our pendant, you can see how these blue beads are nestling into those holes right there. See how perfectly they're sitting on those holes? It works out so nicely. Okay, so I have a wire on the top and a wire on the bottom, and again I have to go through the next hole. Pass through here, pull it up. And I just want to show you guys real quick. If you look at the back of this pendant, you can see where I have my wire going over these little areas right here. You should have one wire going over each one. Now this one I haven't gone over yet. I don't feel a wire there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to have my 8th one right here. Okay, so let's see. I am right here. I'm coming out of this blue bead and I have my wire on that side. So I have to pick up one rondelle, my last blue bead, crisscross through this blue bead, and bring it down. Now I'm going to take this wire and pass down to the same hole that I already have my wire coming through, okay? And then I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to pass up through the next hole, but this time I'm closing the pendant off. And I'm not just going through this hole in the pendant, I'm also going to go through the bead. So coming out of this bead right here and out the hole of the pendant, I'm going to go through this hole and come out the top of this bead. Okay, just like that. I'm going to pick up my last rondelle, crisscross through it, bring it down, and pull it tight. So now we have this really pretty flower. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. I love it. Okay. Now, looking at this, you can see that there are gaps in between these beads, and I'm going to bring them together with the wire. So I'm going to put my wire together. One of these is going to be longer. I'm going to take the longer one. With the longer one, I'm going to go further, since I have more of it, passing through the beads. So with this wire here, pass through the rondelles, and we're going to make a circle. So I did 2 there. I'm going to try to pass through 2 again. Sometimes you can only get through 1 at a time. Let's see how it goes. Okay. And also you have to be careful that you don't twist your wire around an existing wire, because it's going to warp the flower. Passing through here, bring my bead all in. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other one and meet up where I just left off. Have to go through these 2. Okay, I'm gonna go through one more rondelle, and I might need my awl to catch this because it's gonna want to pass back through the next bead. Okay, there I go. I got around that. Okay, so now pull these tight. Then I'm going to take this wire and pass down through this blue bead. Just like that. Take the other wire, and pass down through this one. And now I'm exiting out the back, and I'm ready to do the crimps. And if you want, you can go back and make sure that these are sitting properly on top of your pendant. But that's how it looks. Isn't that pretty? Now this is pretty just the way it is, but I'm going to add more beads going around here because it's going to make it look even more like a flower. So now what I have to do is get my crimps and finish this part off, and then we'll do the rest of the flower. Okay, so I have my crimp tube here, and I was just going to crimp this here in the back, but now I'm thinking that I should go back through these 3 beads and reinforce this, because I worry about loosening up, because it's going to be hard for me to get in there and crimp that tightly. So I'm going to pull these wires tight. I'm going to take one of the wires, I'm going to do the same thing to both of them. I'm going to pass up through the blue bead right here, so I'm going into the one that my other wire is exiting out of, pulling this through. So when I pull my wires, I have one coming out this side and one coming out this side of the same bead. So now I'm going to take this wire, go through the rondelle. Again, might need my tweezers. Pass through here. Okay. And then go back through that blue bead, going down. Okay, and I'm coming out here. Pull that tight. Now I'm going to go to the other wire and do the same thing. And basically what this is doing, it's giving us another thread path, and it's pulling this tighter together, so when I crimp it, it should not loosen up. Okay, I have to go through this rondelle. And then down. Missed the hole. Okay. So there we go, I have this. So you can see I have a couple wires there now. So now I'm going to pick up my crimp tube, crisscross through the tube, bring it down. I'm going to come in here with my chain nose pliers and flatten this. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and trim this. And I do plan on making this a long necklace because it's such a large pendant. I think it would look really strange if it was a shorter necklace. So this is probably going to be a very long necklace. Okay, so I have the center done, and now I'm going to do the outer edge, and it's going to make this flower look amazing. So now I'm going to be doing the beads here on the outer edge, and I'm going to be using these round ones again with the hole in the side. I'm going to be using 8 of them again, and they're going to be going in between the ones I already have. And I'm using these little cube beads, and these are also from the Urban Glitz bead box. All of this stuff, except for the bead string wire, is from the Urban Glitz bead box. Alright, so I'm going to be working on these little X's. These spots right here, okay? Not on this spot, on the inner ones. So I'm going to take my wire, and I'm going to go down a hole, does not matter where you do this at, and then come up the next hole. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna put these ends together, and right there, see that right there? I'm caught on that spot. I'm going to pick up one of the round beads, and this time, instead of picking up a rondelle, I'm going to pick up 4 of these cube beads. And when you go to use these, make sure that you go through them, because some of the cubes, the holes, not all of them, but some of them, the holes are very off-centered, and you need to make sure that they're close to the middle. Okay, so I have 4 picked up. Slide those down. I'm going to pick up another blue bead and crisscross my ends through it. And again, you want to make sure your ends are even. And you want to slide this bead down and find the center. Okay, and then pick it up just like before and pass through this hole that your wire is already going through. And again, be careful you don't go through that wire there. So don't go like that and catch the wire. You want to just go through the hole in the pendant. Okay, and again, this bead will nestle in to our new hole that we have. Now I'm coming out the back, and I need to come up again to the top, so I'm going to go through this hole right here next to the one I'm coming out of. And again, I'm going to pick up 4 of these little cubes, slide those down, pick up my blue bead, and cross through it. And pull this tight. Here I am, I'm going to take this wire and come through that hole. Okay, pull this tight. I'm coming out the back, and now I have to come out the front, so I'm going to go through the next hole. And by the way, this inner row of petals, these here, they will be sitting on top of these purple ones. It's going to get tighter and we'll be able to do that. So I'm going to take this wire right here that's next to the purple cubes and pick up 4 more. Slide them down, pick up a blue bead and crisscross through that bead. Bring it down. I have to take this wire, go through this hole in my pendant. I'm on the back side. Now I have to go up through the next hole, come out the top. So I'm going to pull these tight, and I like to come back and with my awl lift these petals up and pull this tight. Okay, again, I'm going to pick up 4 of the cubes on my right side, slide them down, pick up a blue bead, and crisscross through that. Bring this down. I have to take this wire and go through that hole. And then I'm going to pull this tight. And I find it best to pull it really tight when you have one wire coming out the front and one coming out the back. It just seems to work best like that. Now I have to take the wire in the back and go through the next hole. And then with this wire next to the purple ones, I have to pick up 4 cubes, slide them down, pick up another round, blue round bead, and crisscross through this bead, bring it down, take the wire, pass through the hole, pull this tight, pull it very tight, then take the wire, it's coming out of this hole, I have to go through the next hole, so up to the top, through that hole. Again, with my right wire, I'm going to pick up 4 beads, 4 of the cubes, crisscross, nope, wrong bead. Pick up a round bead that's blue, crisscross through that bead. Take this wire, again go through that hole. We're on the back, I have to come up through the next hole. I'm going to pick up 4 of the cubes, slide them down, pick up a new blue bead, crisscross through it, pass my wire through this hole. Okay, pull it tight. And right now I'm going to stop, come back through here, and lift these beads up that are on the inside. Hold tight. Okay, It's looking good. I do have to come back and fidget with these. Make sure that they are sitting properly. Because at first, when you're making this, they kind of want to go through the holes. Okay, I have 4 of those left. So I have to, let's see, I'm going to pick up, with this string here, okay, I'm going to pick up my last 4. Slide them down. I'm going to go through this blue bead, and I have to make sure that I come up this hole. See that hole right there? Okay. And these are supposed to go under that blue in there, so pull these very tight. I have to come back in with my awl, lift these up, and push them underneath those petals. Here's one right here. This one fell down. I'm going to come in and lift that one up. Okay, pull this tight. So I need to go back through a few of these to tighten this up because it's going to be too loose. So I'm going to take the longer string. This one here is longer. I'm going to pass back up through this blue bead. Okay, so the one my other wire is exiting out of. And if you look, mine is twisting. See that? It's kind of tying a knot accidentally. So I'm going to undo that knot. Okay. Now I'm going to take both wires and pull them very tight. And again, you want to make sure that all of these petals are sitting up. Pull this tight. I'm going to take the wire on the top and I have to pass through these 4 cubes. These 4 right here. I'm going to pass through these 4. I'm going to try to do all of them in one shot. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Okay, I got through 3. I have 1 more to go through. And then through the petal. Okay. Again, I have to go underneath that there. Pull these tight. If you go like this and rock your fingers back and forth, it pulls it very tight. Okay, now we got it. It looks good. Before I pull it or crimp it, we're going to come back and fix these petals. Make sure they are sitting flat. Okay, now I have to get my crimp bead and we'll be ready to finish this off. Just like before, I'm going to pick up my crimp tube, crisscross my wires through it, bring it down, get my chain nose pliers. I'm going to pull this as tight as I can before I flatten it. Okay. And trim this off. So if you're worried about this being pokey, which it sort of is pokey, you could cut a piece of fabric, it could be felt, and put it on the back here, glue it to the back so it wouldn't be rough. Do keep in mind though that for me, I'm making this to be a very long necklace, so this is not going to be laying on my skin, it's going to be laying on my clothes. So it's up to you if you want to cover the back of this or not. So now I just have to trim the wires off and figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of the necklace. And I'll post a picture and show you guys in the video what I did with the rest of it, okay? So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry I've made from my videos on my Facebook page and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching.